hitiria ngaragu yatonyire bururi uyu wito twaheirwo kugituika gutire na irio cia kuigana ciana citũ ikirira ndi mwana uria mukuru ngĩiyũrwo nĩ ihoru ndona ciana ikirira ngihoya na ngoro iyũrĩte maithori Ngai tũririkane twatindagira muthenya tutarite irio ciarĩ cia hwaĩ-inĩ tukarĩa gatheri tugathiĩ tugakoma Ngai ndatũtigire.
Reverend John Ndung'u, mpenzi mtazamaji, ndiye mgeni ambaye niko naye katika awamu hii ya makala ya uhalisia. And of course that introduction kupitia huo wimbo Gatheri, najua ushajua tayari ya kwamba tuko naye mtumishi wa Mungu ambaye pia ni mume, mchungaji na pia ni mwimbaji tangia miaka ile ya nyuma sana. Wengine wetu tumemsikia tukiwa watoto wadogo tu, na huduma yake imeweza kujengeka kwenye msingi imara. Kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu amepitia mengi hadi kufikia pale ambapo amefikia sasa hivi. So mtumishi wa Bwana, karibu sana.
Nashukuru.
We are happy to have you.
Thank you.
Kwa sababu tunajua kwamba through your testimony there are so many people out there,
yes,
ambao wataweza kujengeka hata kiimani.
Hakika.
But even before, you know, we go down the memory lane, that particular song, Gatheri, is it something that you went through? Is part of creativity?
Now the fact is that I was born in a very poor background.
Okay.
And well, sometimes you know unaweza kuwa katika hali fulani.
Ndiyo.
Na hata wewe hauhisi kwamba nyinyi ni maskini. Maana unaona wazazi wako wanajaribu.
Yes.
Sana.
Ndiyo.
Lakini wakati ambapo unaenda kujilinganisha na pengine watoto wengine waliozaliwa pamoja nasi, au waliokuwa pamoja nasi.
Ndiyo.
Unaona kwamba sisi hatukuwa tumezaliwa katika hali ambayo unaweza sema mtoto ambaye amezaliwa katika mali anaweza kuwa nayo.
Ndiyo.
Lakini hatukuwa na shida. Hapana, hatukuwa na shida. Tulishazoea kukaa na bila viatu. You know, when you feel it's your life.
Yeah.
Now you don't even admire what others are going through. Kwa sababu unaona wazazi wako wanajitahidi.
Ndiyo.
Lakini kama hawana wafanya nini?
Yes.
Na ni wazazi wako. So nilipokuwa nawaza jinsi ambavyo nilivyozaliwa na mahali nilikulia, nikaona shida ambazo tulizipitia. Kula chakula tu one meal in 24 hours na hauko fasting.
Yeah.
It was not easy.
Yeah.
But you know, ukikula jioni itabidi utakula kesho tena jioni.
Upende usipende.
Usipende maana hakuna. Na kama hakuna.
Hakuna, yes.
So ndiposa nikakumbuka mahali nimetoka. Na ndio nikaweza kuimba huo wimbo hata ingawa. The idea ama wazo lile la kuimba ule wimbo lilijia wakati nilikuwa nchi ya ng'ambo. Na kulikuwa na shida nyingi huko sana.
Okay. Wakati
ule tulipoenda.
Okay.
So nilikuwa naona kweli nisiseme niko na shida kwa sababu nilikuwa nazo. So I could see now what the Lord has done.
All right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Well, first of all, mimi nilizaliwa mahali kunaitwa Muguga pale Muguga ni Kikuyu tu. So tulizaliwa pale, mama yangu na baba yangu tulikuwa watoto 10. Sasa na mzee hana kazi yake, si kazi ile unaweza sema ni kazi ambayo ni ya kifahari. Maana alifanya tu alikuwa ameandikwa kazi na Kenya Railways siku zile.
Okay.
Na hata kutupeleka shule ilikuwa ni kazi nzito kwake. Na nikakulia mahali pale, alafu kisha wazazi wangu mzee alipoenda retire. You don't think it is a very good thing. Wakati unazaliwa mkiwa wengi na uko na huko mwisho. Kwa sababu mzee ataretire wakati ya bado uko mdogo.
Yeah, sasa okay.
Maana mzee alitaka nikiwa class 2.
Hey!
Class 2 ameenda retire. And sasa maana tulikuwa tunakaa katika nyumba za mahali alipokuwa anafanya kazi, the quarters, you know. You can understand the life of that kind of life.
Yeah, my father also used to work for Kenya Railways.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you
So,
know what I'm saying.
I know what I'm saying.
Sasa ile nyumba umepewa na serikali na mwajiri, amepewa na mwajiri wake, na mezani ndio kitchen, ndio nyumba ile kitchen na mezani na
ndio kila kitu,
everything hapo. Na tuko watoto wengi. Na tukakulia mahali pale, alafu sasa mzee alipoenda retire ndio tukahamia mahali kunaitwa Enosupukia. Na Enosupukia kulipata shida sana 92 wakati wa clashes. So tena walifurushwa mahali pale. Lakini wakati ule sisi tumetoka mahali huko, maana yeye sasa tulipokuwa wazima tena nirudi high school. Nirudi high school, nikaja hapa high school, Muguga High School. Nikaja kusomea mahali pale, nikasoma. Nilipotoka shule 87 maana niliachana na masomo hapo na 87. Sasa ndio nikaanza mambo ya kufikiria maisha. Wimbo unaweza kuletwa kwa sababu ya mambo ambayo umepitia katika maisha. Na unaweza kuwa, you know, we always say a song brings out the emotions of what you have gone through. And it can be joyful emotions or sad emotions. Na mahali pale ndio nikaanza kutunga nyimbo. Hata ingawa nilikuwa sijaokoka wakati ule. Na nilikuwa natunga nyimbo sana za kidunia. Nilikuwa naona kama, you know, I was giving my stories. I mean what I have been through kupitia zile nyimbo. And it was not an easy time for me at all, because unajua nimeacha wazazi wangu kule. Na nimekuja kutafuta masomo huku. Na niko day school. Na kuna watu ninakaa nao. Na ni kama kwamba ninakuwa mzigo kwao. Na nikiwa mzigo kwao sasa naona mara nyingi sana nakaa bila kula. Na ninahangaika sana. Sasa nilipotoka masomoni sasa nikaanza kutunga nyimbo. Kujulisha ulimwengu kile ambacho nimepitia. Sasa hapo
based on personal experiences.
Sasa hapo ndio nimegundua kumbe ninaweza andika nyimbo. Na sio kuandika nyimbo, nina tunes ambazo zinakuja ziweze kuexpress maneno ambayo yako moyoni mwangu. So nikatunga nyimbo 87, 88, nikajaribu kurekodi hizo nyimbo. I believe with all my heart it was not the will of God. So there was no door that was opening. Every door I will knock, nothing. Every door I knock, nothing. Kumbuka kwamba Mungu aliniita katika huduma nikiwa mdogo sana. Sijaokoka siku hizo. Actually niko na miaka kama 15. Na nikifikisha umri wa miaka 16 nilikuwa naachiwa kanisa na natunza kanisa na sijaokoka. Na niko huko, niko in charge. Na sijaokoka.
A very young boy by then.
Very young. Now wakati nimekuwa mzima sasa, nimetoka kanisa, nimeenda kujitafutia maisha, thinking that I can have a life outside. Ndio sababu naona vijana wakijaribu kutafuta maisha nje ya Mungu. Hakuna maisha huko.
Hakuna.
You end up wasting a lot of your precious time. And so I tried, I could not manage. Until I was about 22 years or 21, 22, because that's the time I gave my life to the Lord. I committed my life to Jesus. Hakuna kitu nilibakisha nyuma. Ni kuingia kabisa.
You made a personal decision.
Yes. And I was really determined to fight the good fight of faith. It's not that I did not know the Lord. I knew God from when I was young because my mother took me to church first. Na sasa nimekulia kanisani na mambo ya kanisa. Siwezi sema kwamba I was spiritually neglected. My mother tried. But sasa maisha haya ya ujana yananifanya niende nje ya kile ambacho tayari kimewekwa ndani yangu.
Msingi uliowekwa.
Exactly. Sasa nilipookoka 1991, surprisingly, the same year, the Lord opened the door for me. And I did the first song then.
After you gave your life to Christ.
Exactly. So I understand today, it was not the will of God. Today I ask myself, kama ningekuwa nimekora hizo nyimbo za secular, how would I be feeling about it? I think I'll be feeling like I did the wrong thing. But now God ensured that it did not happen.
It never worked.
It never happened. So eventually the door opened. Actually, when I was getting saved, I was asking myself now, I thought I'm going to get livelihood out of this. But God had bigger plans, very, very big plans for my life.
Now, wakati ulikuwa unajaribu hii milango ifunguke na haifunguki, were you feeling bad, like what is going on?
I was questioning myself, my own decisions. I was questioning my actions. I was questioning how I was living out my life. So I could go at a place and ask myself, is this the will of God really for me? Is this the will of God? I knew it was not. I knew from deep bottom in my heart, it was not the will of God.
Okay.
Because I cannot neglect what I know I've been called for, and go try to live outside of what I know God expects of me.
Exactly.
So I knew. Ni vile tu unakuwa roho ngumu, unakuwa mtu ambaye hataki kusikiliza what the Holy Spirit of God is saying.
Now you recorded your first song now after you give your life to Christ.
Yes.
Wimbo gani huu?
Unaitwa Gikuki ya Johana. Gikuki ya Johana mubatirania nekyale gikuki ya ruoro inge Johana mubatirania akirengo mutwe waketa ng'ondu. Na wimbo ulikuwa unasema waigua uru nekinie ndalioma we muru waithe wito na iheo ciaro mutheru ni uwi ni nyingi na wiga tindina ndaimono ndalioma ndiaminjeru.
And now, having recorded now your very first song, how was the reception?
The reception was good, and I believe that that song gave me now what we call a trademark. In music, if you don't have a trademark, you have no survival.
Yeah.
You don't survive.
Yeah.
And this is essentially what many upcoming musicians don't understand. You must create, a blueprint. If you have a blueprint for your career in music, you get somewhere. Because people will always identify you either with your voice or the style of singing, or the kind of instruments you play. You play. So until you get an identity,
you'll just be there for the sake of it.
You don't survive. You don't survive. You don't last. That's the point. Black and white. If you don't have a trademark,
people forget you very fast, and
you're forgotten. There's people who began singing with those days, and they're gone, and nobody knows them now. But I thank God because I was able to create by His grace, an identity for myself. Either people identified my voice or the kind of style of singing I did, and they were able to identify with it. Now they look for it. Everywhere I go, they look for it.
Oh yes.
Yes, I have ever gone to sing in some countries, and you find people coming from very far to come just to the shows. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And there's a time I remember I went to UK. Someone came to me, after the show, and told me I had to pay an aeroplane
to come
and see you sing.
Wow.
That tells you have touched people's hearts in a big way, more than you ever imagined.
Mtu analipa ticket akuje akuwe hapo.
Yes, she wants just to come and see who is that sang that song.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that now tells you about what we call identity. Once you have that identity is your trademark, and that essentially is what people look for in any art, not just singing, any art. I have a conviction that most people who came into singing those days, they had the real gift in them. They were not coming to copy someone else.
Apana.
But there are many singers who are coming up now who are trying to copy to be someone else. When you try to be someone else, that's not your identity.
That's not you.
It is not you. You're going to die along the way. You may spend a lot of money, but you may not end up being what the person you're trying to copy became or has become. Because that's not you. It's not your identity. You may want to sing like Ndungu, but even if you're called Ndungu, people will be able to differentiate.
This is not the real one that we know.
This is not. It's just like a soda. There are some soda people who take some sodas because of how the
yes, that is true.
Even if someone tries to make another soda, I think there are two soda in a car tu kama hiyo.
That is true. So you recorded them, and then what followed? Because at one point ulienda Uingereza.
Well, before I went to UK, I married my late wife when I did my first song.
Gikukia Johanna.
Igukia Johanna. After Igukia Johanna, that's when I married my first wife in the year 1992.
1992.
1992. I was still very young then. And after that, now I did the second song. Yeah?
The one that you just sang?
No.
Okay.
The one I just sang was in the same album with Igukia Johanna.
All right.
Wait on one way, no wato. Wait on one way, no wato. Tondo mwisho wangu, leteri. Tondo mwisho wangu, leteri. Onongege besa, were no teri. Now that was my second album. So I did that one in 1994. 1994. And now that song gave me, you know, the wings to fly, because it went very high up, very, very high up. In those days, it was a very, very famous song. I remember I went to Scotland to sing one time, and I met a certain lady. She's a pastor she has a big church, a big congregation out there. And she tells me, "You don't know what you have done in my life." "What are you saying?" She says, "I got saved listening to your songs." Wow. "Oh, really?" And I remember she gave me, you know, a bunch of dollars.
As a token of appreciation.
She says, "You don't know what you have done in my life." Now I thought I'm just singing. I'm just singing. Now she is a minister, and she is ministering to many people.
Okay.
And I felt, I really felt good.
Yeah.
And I really had time to thank God because of these gifts. Because essentially, the gift that you have is not your gift.
Nah.
The gift is for the people of your generation. And the people of your generation should be able to experience and enjoy your giftings. This is why they must be presented well. Wow. Every gift that God has put in, it's not for you. Because you can never celebrate yourself.
Yes.
People celebrate you because of the gifts you have. And in Mark, people don't celebrate you because you are employed in a company. They don't. No, they will not recognize that. They recognize you because of the gifts that God has put in you. Essentially, that's why you're here. That's why you're here on earth. Your purpose on earth is based on the gifts that God has placed in your life.
Minus the giftings, zero.
You will become just like anybody else.
Wow.
You're just ordinary. Until you bring out the gifts in you, then we start. Do you know something? Leadership is about the gifts that you have, because people follow you because of what you have been able to display.
Yes.
If you cannot be able to display who you are through the gifts that God has put in you, nobody is going to follow you. This is why I'm disappointed with politicians, because they want people to follow them without them doing anything. Just that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll come just try to give you money so that you can celebrate them. It doesn't work like that.
No.
That is not God's purpose for any human being. God's purpose for you is to bring out your gift to his generation, the people of generation, his people.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when you'll be asked, what did you do? When I gave you life, what did you do with it? I mean, you cannot tell me that you just stayed around and then you died. You are lost to God.
Yeah.
A big loss to him.
Oh my. Why did you go to the UK? Were you?
I went to the UK in 1995, and I went to the UK because at that time my wife was already there. She had gone to look for education.
Oh, alikutangulia.
Yes, and our son, our firstborn son, they were there, so I had to go. She was in college, so I was there as a dependent to spouse. So, and I stayed there for some time. I didn't like so much life there. I didn't like it. Well, I don't know
why. And all of us are looking forward to.
Well, you must ask yourself a lot of questions. There are people out there who wish they never went. There are people out there who went and they feel good they went. Others went there and they feel if only they had stayed here. Because what they thought life would be out there did not turn out as they expected. So wanajiuliza lakini nilikuja hapa kufanya nini? Well, I was in that class. Maybe I was not prepared to stay there.
Okay.
But I questioned when I arrived. First of all, I saw a very beautiful country, a very well organized country.
Yes.
And I thought, wow, this is good. Until you get to the root of what kind of life you live now, you feel, I think there's something better I could have done back at home. I remember going to ask for a kibarua somewhere, yeah, and it was an agency, and you know, there were many Kenyans, Kikuyu, so many of them. They had come to us for work. So wakaanza kuulizana, na si yeye huyu. Na mwingine anasema hapana, sio yeye. Mwingine anasema anakaa kama yeye kabisa. Mwingine akasema hapana, sio yeye. Anawezaje akifukua hapa akifanya nini hapa? I started questioning. You know, I had to just hide myself. What am I doing here after all? You know why they're asking them themselves? I think it was late in 1995. They have come from Kenya. And the song that I sang is a big hit in this country, a very big hit. Now they wonder. They were imagining that I'm here driving Mercedes-Benz and Range Rovers. And alafu wanikute nauliza kazi ya mikono pamoja na wao mahali wale. Sio yeye, hapana, sio yeye. Makerera yeye ni wewe. Tiwe. Ndagikoro wale we agikwa gikati aguku. I began to question a lot of things. Nikaanza kujiuliza maswali. Is this the will of God for me to be here? So I later got some job, and I worked for about a year. After that time, 1997, I started questioning what I was doing there.
Wow.
And I decided to tell my wife, no, I want to go back home. I want to go back home. And she was not for it at all. And we disagreed, sharply disagreed about it. And I said, I'm not going to argue about it. Please, if you want us to stay, we will stay. And we stayed. After some time, she comes and tells me, I see the sense in what you're saying.
Wow.
Now, if you're going to go, you leave me first of all to finish my education.
And then I'll join you.
Then I'll join you. And we have to agree you're going to go with the children. Another time we had now our second born there. Now you go back with the children. I said, no problem. I'll take the children with me.
Yeah.
So I came back home in March 1997. And that's the time I did now the Gatheri song when I came back.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now
I did some of the songs on that album when I was there, because
okay.
I was feeling I need to release some of the songs I had so many. So I looked for a studio there and I recorded the song. Thura moyo ugakena ugatora na mathani. Thura moyo ugakena ugatora. And of course another song called Oiru watomire kaini orage moro wanyina haviri. Oiru watomire kaini orage moro wanyina haviri.
Sasa katika wiki ambayo tunakuja kuna mahali ambapo umetaja kwamba ilifika na mahali and you lost your wife. Na maybe mtazamaji anaweza kuwa anajiuliza what happened and what followed after that. Na kwa sababu pia alisikia katika utangulizi tukisema kwamba pia wewe ni mchungaji, utakuwa pia unatueleza uliingia aje tena katika uchungaji na mpaka pale ambapo umefika siku ya leo. But now that is something that we'll do next Sunday.
All right.
That's just amazing. Wow. Mpenzi mtazamaji, John Ndungu, mwimbaji wa nyimbo za Injili, kama vile ambavyo nikatanguliza kusema, ni baba, ni mume, ni mtumishi wa Mungu. Wacha nikwambie, na mpaka pale ambapo amefika ilikuwa ni safari. Umesikia mpaka ilifika na mahali amekwenda kule Uingereza. Amefika huko akajiuliza, na huko ndo kile kuikatia, why did I come here? Why? Because he felt angekuwa more useful in terms of the giftings zile ambazo Mungu alikuwa ameweka ndani yake akiwa hapa kuliko akiwa huko. And ikafika mpaka na mahali wakatofautiana na mkewe. Anasema mimi nataka kurudi, mkewe anamwambia hapana. After some time the wife told him, for sure I see the sense katika uamuzi ambao unaufanya. So akarudi na watoto, na mkewe akasalia kule kwa kipindi fulani ambacho tutakuwa tunajua katika wiki ambayo tunaingia. Neti is my name. Hadi next Sunday. Wow. Bye bye.